Hello and good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Happy
It is
Thursday.
Thursday.
And we do have a decent sales day of 7 items going out, but we actually have some higher dollar items going out. So it's even though the volume is down, I will take higher quality because it's been a while since we've had some bigger items go out of the store.
Bigger dollar items.
So I'm pumped about that. So that'll be interesting. But I did want to start and jump into the story. So this actually happened probably a couple weeks ago.
It did.
So it might have been better off if we had this conversation then because it'd been more recent and fresh. But it was something that was sitting on my mind, and I'm like, you know what? Let's just go ahead and share because I know sometimes we all have some crazy experiences when we go into a thrift store.
Any store.
Any store really.
Any store. Like the people of Walmart.
But I also think the possibilities of it being a little bit more crazy are higher at a thrift store because there's a little bit of a everybody's going for the same type of things sometimes, and so there can be like confrontation and stuff. Wasn't one of those kind of situations, but I'll kind of paint the picture for you. Okay.
We were background characters in this.
Yes, we were background characters. So I'm a very observant person as a whole.
I'm not.
So
if somebody sees me in public and like probably even tries to wave, I won't see them.
Okay.
Like I'm tunnel vision, so I hardly notice things.
I'm the opposite. But I'm like the awkward opposite where I'll notice it and it's like, do I really want to commit? I don't know if they're waving at me, or are they waving at me, or are they not waving at me? All that nonsense. That goes through my head. But nevertheless, in this situation, we walk into the store. This is late. So we're about 45 minutes to an hour before close into this Goodwill. And there was these 3 ladies that were in there. 2 that were in their like late 30s, early 40s, like they maybe been sisters or something, and then I'm gonna perceive as maybe the mom that was in their 60s, and their volume buttons were broken, so they were loud,
no tuning them
boisterous, and I want you to think about the smallest Goodwill you've ever walked into and shrink it a little bit, because this is a really small Goodwill. They do a good job of making use of the space they have. But it is a very small Goodwill.
Yes.
So nevertheless, we go in. They're loud. They're like picking items and they're looking
like
for this.
Little hurricanes. Little tornadoes.
Yes, they're like all through the store, and they're like separated the whole time. They're like not shopping together, but they're shopping together.
Yeah, they're like shouting across everywhere.
Like, do you need a blanket? Yeah. Like they're just yelling.
Yeah.
And then at one point there gets to be like a dresser that's about five feet high, and one of them is interested in getting it, and Goodwill has it priced at $150. At which time they go to the front, and this poor soul of an individual is just started.
He's a new employee,
and he's
very good at his job.
He's doing good,
yes.
Which is hard because they go through employees quite frequently here. And if somebody's somebody's doing well, you don't want them to be like having to do with nonsense and all that. So they asked to see what if you could do any better on the dresser.
What's the best you can do on this?
Yeah, what's the best you could do on this dresser back there? And I think that caught him off guard. He called the manager, and the manager is not the head lady, but she comes out
of the night
from the back, so she must be closing, and comes out and explains that there's fixed prices, there's nothing they can do, all this other. This person was not hearing any of that.
The store's about to close, like in 30 minutes.
Yes, and they were like, well, my boss would get me in trouble if I did such. Well, just call your boss. Like, it's
just very aggressive and matter of fact. Like, well, duh, just call.
And
Why
so,
can't you call?
like, fast forward, it's just bonkers the whole time. So they start turning sour. Like, their mood is like
ruined,
deteriorating as we go. So now at this point we're checking out probably about 20 minutes before close, and they're
in front of us.
They're in front of us. They got a bunch of other stuff.
My little one's there just watching it all.
Yeah, so our child is there with us, and I think we had to have a good conversation.
They never did get the dresser. They did get this huge tent, like bucket, like a big storage bin or whatever, and they never did show what was in it. Yeah. Maybe it was innocent and there was nothing in there, but it was all awkward. Yeah. And the poor guy was just frazzled. Like, you could just tell, like, just adrenaline was going. And
well, and it's that, and, like, the price would ring up and be like, oh, that was $2.99?
Yeah.
Like, oh, my gosh. And, like, she was inspecting this blanket, and she's like, oh, you guys got me on that.
Yeah.
$2.99 on this blanket. Like, I guess I'm gonna be returning this blanket. Like,
yeah, just totally being rude.
Yeah,
and then like, I don't know. Whenever people are just like talking so fast, and you're still trying to process an order, like as a cashier, they are complaining, oh my gosh, it's at $10. No way, it's not $10. What did you ring up? What did you do? And taking stuff back out of the bag and just being crazy.
Yeah.
And that poor guy, my son was like, why are they being so mean to him?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. They're just wild people.
So
we're pretty sure they were gypsies.
Yeah, I didn't even know that was a thing. You had to explain it to
I used to
me.
watch that on TV, so I kind of could get the signs and stuff, and then once I told him, I think it made more sense. Like, the Gypsies of Goodwill, they attended our store, and I felt real bad for the worker. Does he still work there?
Yeah, he still works there.
Okay.
The other day, I actually told him, like, you're doing a good job.
Oh, good.
I appreciate you, and hope you're enjoying it.
But
that
you just
kind of
never
thing.
know.
Because I think it's good that you give them positive reinforcement so that you don't know how their leadership is actually running the store. I don't know the back ends of our specific store, but I think if they're not getting it from somewhere, sometimes it's good from somebody else. Because there was another young girl that was working there. She was really good too.
She left for school though.
She left for school, and like we followed up because we saw she wasn't there for a while. It's like, where'd she go? Because she was a hustler out there, and there's other good workers.
It's nice to have, it's nice to have like familiar faces and to have that kind of banter with the employees. Like I feel like he maybe thought like we had his back just because familiar faces. And we're not gonna let them get too much further. I don't know.
But yeah, I will say, like, when I walked out of the store, I noticed I was stressed, and I wasn't even like dealing with these people, and like I was a fly on the wall. Like, you ever have those situations where you're like, I want to be a fly on the wall? We literally had no interaction with these individuals.
No.
But I was stressed.
We felt the impact.
The stress was high. I walked out and I just took a deep breath, like, boy, that was crazy.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
He was like, I pity the man.
Yeah.
That has to do with them. I'm like, I'm pretty sure they're gypsies, and I don't think they care. I don't think they care.
And I remember after that, I was like, we had to walk through this whole situation with our child, and it was like, do you think that was normal?
Right.
How did that make you feel?
These are the people steer clear from in the future.
Like, if you see this in the future,
feeling from someone, you should
run.
avoid. Avoid.
This is not your future that you want to paint. So
you turn a chaotic situation into a learning
experience.
lesson.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. I mean, what better way to learn than to see that in person?
Acknowledge it.
You could watch it on TV. It's not as impactful, but you're there.
It's happening.
It's something. But we'll move on. We'll start to the sales.
8 minutes into our video. Back to the sales.
7 items. We're starting with the big one. All right, so this one, I would have normally not picked up this golf bag because it is Wilson is the brand, but it's got this cool little Major League Baseball logo
like
here.
a leather patch.
And then this Yankees embroidery, and it was very clean.
Yeah.
Like, it did not require any sort of work or anything. It is a stand bag. It works fully functional. And so I was like, you know what? Sure, I'm just going to take a swing on it. I think I paid, it was like $10 or $5. I can't remember exactly. I remember I had a back and forth with a guy. They were like, I was like, oh, it's Yankees. This should be free. What are you talking about? You're going to charge me for this.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, it did sell $55 plus shipping for that one. And generally what I've seen too is whenever we ship UPS ground for these longer packages, we end up making money on shipping as well.
At least to cover fees. Some of them.
Most of the time, I would say.
But that's not always the case.
Not always, but
we'll see.
I think just the way that they do their pricing on the calculated for UPS ground is just always way off.
Yeah, it's weird.
Way off. But
what are these on here for?
I put these stickies just to remind her to send to a different address.
Send to a different. Change. Something's different. They requested a different address.
But this is a CD set you found at a thrift store. And I think you paid, like $4?
Yep.
And $89.95 plus shipping, and it sold fast.
So good.
It's got 15 different CDs inside of this.
If you turn around, they can see it.
Okay.
There you go.
And
some are double discs.
Yeah, some are double disc, but yeah, it's really cool to find something like this that's unique, super desirable, and actually
Look
really
out
good.
for it.
So
$89.95
$89.95 plus shipping. Love it. This one we picked up recently at a nearby thrift store that we just discovered.
Yes.
Sort of thrift store. I don't even know if you want to call it that.
Called a party shop.
But I know that you can lot some of these things together. And Deadpool,
Blu-rays.
I think it's a really good movie.
It is.
I love Deadpool.
Yeah, I do too.
$9.89 plus shipping on that one, so not too bad for a quick sale. Next up, Superman 2 soundtrack vinyl. This was a recent pickup. I want to say I've had it about a month ago.
Yeah.
And so it didn't take too long to sell. Anytime you get a vinyl that sells pretty quickly is really nice.
Mm-hmm.
$17 plus shipping. That's actually not too bad for vinyl either.
Yeah.
Usually my threshold for vinyls, I want to make at least $10
Mm-hmm.
On the sale. So not too bad there. This one we've had for a while, but it was part of my D-list relist. And I lowered it $1 and it sold pretty quickly. $15.95 plus shipping for Genesis Live at Wembley, I think is what it was. Yep, perfect.
That's cool.
No longer in concert, so that's the only way you can see them in concert is on tape these days.
Is this like different Phil Collins, Tony Banks, Mike Rutherford, Daryl Strummer? Are they all in one band, or are these different people?
I couldn't tell you.
Well, okay.
I don't know.
I don't either.
I just know I picked those up at one garage sale where there was a bunch of Genesis DVDs, and then a lot of them did pretty well. And it didn't cost a lot, so it was a pretty good purchase there. Next up,
little light covers.
More
Christmas
light covers.
light
We've sold these.
Let me take one out just in case you haven't seen them in the past.
But it's a lot of 10. I keep lotting them 10 at a time.
We have covers.
We probably have about 200 more left of these.
We
so
do.
I'll probably be going down, pouring another
this
10.
One's whiter.
Yeah, they're that's why I'm not I didn't list them as a
condition.
quantity listing because they are slightly different.
Yeah. So he did detailed pictures of each lot.
Yeah, of each lot. So
one at a time or whatever.
So once one sells, I go down, grab another 10, and then lot those up together. So I'll be doing that today.
What did we pay for each of those? Anyways, like 25 cents or something. Wasn't it like 20?
I think it might have been 10 cents each.
Yeah.
So we're in for $1 for each one, each lot that we purchased, and so we're already well in the profit. That one sold $15.95 plus shipping. It did say it sold via promoted listing, which
why?
I don't know why those are even promoted.
No. What category? Like
maybe it's one of the ones that I recently put up or something. To a repeat buyer, so it might be somebody that's purchased these from us before. I don't know. Okay. I'm gonna look at that later. But on to our last, and I think our biggest sale. It is. Yeah. Is a Coolpix S3000. So I love these digital cameras.
They're way easier to test than manual.
Than the
or the whatever they are.
The old bulky ones. Yeah. This one had a lot of like the CD, the instructions.
I'm gonna have to pack it anyways.
It's
got all the cords.
Charger cords, all those things. So when you have all the extras, you can go towards the top of the market than somebody that's just selling the camera.
It even has a little leather case for it too.
And it took about a month?
Yeah.
About a month to sell, but it sold for full asking price $105.95 plus shipping. And if I'm not mistaken, I think I paid $20. I'm willing to pay up if I know it's going to sell fairly quickly. And
it has all those other additional things.
Correct. Even if it was just the camera by itself, if it's in good working condition, let's say you have the camera and the charger, $80.
Yeah.
Is what you're getting. So the extras can add a little bit of value, not a ton. And I also think it just makes it stand out a little bit more when you take pictures of it and show off. So, so I'm happy about that day. It was a pretty good overall day.
It took a long time to start.
Yes.
Like I think it was evening when we got our first sale of the day.
It was.
And what do you do? What do you feel in those moments? Do you feel panic? Or do you feel like, it's one of those days?
It didn't bother me yesterday.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was, but I think I was kind of just focused in on my day.
Yeah.
And, that didn't necessarily affect me in one way or the other.
Well, and I think, too, we had a good sales day the day before, and it's the end of the month, and what can we do? Because we can't go on a listing spree because we have the D-list, relist that are auto going. Yeah. So what can you do? Why worry?
Yeah.
Why?
I think we do have about 20 listings. If you want to.
45.
No. We have 42 left.
Yeah.
But the ones that are supposed to auto do that I'm going to work on today,
counted them.
It's about 20 to 22. And then I might also delist some of those and just get rid of that inventory.
Yeah, true.
So it could be even more. So if you do want to list today.
I do want to list. I want to get some of that stuff out.
You can list. I'll let you know how many you can list.
Okay. It will be a max of 10.
I will accept it. I will accept it. I will accept. Well, the good thing is even when you're listing 10, you're probably getting rid of 10.
True.
Or more.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just it's really whenever she's tackling the clothes, we're gaining some more of our bedroom. Yeah. Because that's where all this stuff is kind of stored
actually, it's just going to get refilled back up.
Not really.
Packing supplies. You should see these huge rolls. I can't even show you. It's so big. It's probably one roll from Uline of bubble is like this big, and I have like 3 of them.
Yeah, we don't need bubble for a long time.
Oh my gosh!
Which is interesting because I just watched somebody that was talking about how the paper is cheaper, and it actually works better than the bubble.
Well, live and learn.
So I think
moving forward,
I think we might shift from bubble wrap to.
But my stuff always gets there normally. I can't even say always because there's some damage. I've been doing way better shipping.
Yeah, no, I'm just playing with you. But so plan for the day. What you got?
I've got a ship. I've got school. We've got cook and clean and list.
It's fairly clean today, right now.
It's so not. It's not. See, these standards are different.
But yeah, so
maybe you can help.
I got some of those.
Help me clean?
I got some of those.
I'll be listing. I'll give you a list, and you can clean.
I'm gonna probably find some time to play with the kids today. That's my goal.
You can fit that in with cleaning.
I'm thinking either rolling out the wrestling mat because it is a little bit colder outside. But if it's not that bad outside,
you want to do it outside?
No.
Oh, you're gonna do it inside.
Yeah, I would do it.
Yeah.
But we'll see. It'll just depend. I do have some delist, relist, and I'll be taking a loop to drop off packages and go to the thrift store again. And
what's today? Thursday? So what do we have tomorrow?
So tomorrow we do have a sale that we are going to. Unless it cancels, I fully expect that we're going to be going to it, in which case we will not be here tomorrow. So we will not see you again until Monday. Yep.
But it is supposed to rain this weekend.
It is supposed to rain this weekend. Saturday. So, and I did not see a lot. Like, we're going to find somewhere to go, but I'm lowering those expectations. There is one indoor sale that's like possibly got vendors among other things, and that might be somewhere we're going to end up at. But we'll see. To be determined. Yeah. Yep. Oh, good. Anything else you want to say? I know we're going to be working on a video for what to do. We still got to get the top 10 out. What I really don't want to do those. Anyways, we have some decisions to be made. Yeah. Video content wise, but we're glad you're here and you joined us. But so we do this Monday through Thursday typically. Yes. Sometimes Fridays. Yep. And usually it's just between 8 and 10. No, we're almost always here before 10. Yeah, well, we try to be here around 8:30 to 9. 8:30 to 9 is more narrow. So we hope you have a great weekend, and hopefully you have great sales. Take care, everybody.